In 2012, a quiet teenager named Jonathan Antoine walked onto the stage of Britain's Got Talent alongside Charlotte Giaconelli. And within minutes, everything changed. Their performance of The Prayer wasn't just impressive, it was unforgettable. The audience rose to their feet, and even famously critical judge Simon Cowell was visibly moved. For many watching, it felt like witnessing the arrival of a future star. Jonathan's voice carried a depth and maturity far beyond his years. And, overnight, he became a household name. That moment marked the beginning of a journey filled with excitement, pressure, and transformation. One that would shape not only his career, but his identity as a person growing up in the public eye. A quiet beginning. Before the spotlight, before the applause and recognition, Jonathan lived a simple life in Essex, England. He was known as a reserved and thoughtful child, someone who found comfort in music more than in crowds. Growing up in a supportive household, his family quickly recognized his natural ability to sing. Music became his safe space, a way to express emotions he often kept hidden. Unlike many performers, he didn't seek attention. Instead, his talent gently pulled him toward it. His early years were shaped by both encouragement and personal challenges, including struggles with confidence. These experiences quietly prepared him for the moment he would step onto a national stage, even if he didn't yet realize how dramatically his life was about to change. The rise of a remarkable duo. As Jonathan and Charlotte advanced through the competition, they became one of the most talked about acts of the season. Their chemistry and contrasting personalities created something special. While Jonathan's voice carried emotional weight, Charlotte brought balance and confidence to their performances. Week after week, they impressed both judges and viewers, eventually reaching the finals. Although they finished as runners-up, their journey was far from over. Soon after, they signed a major record deal and released their debut album, which was met with strong support. Touring followed, and their music reached audiences far beyond the UK. For a brief time, everything seemed perfectly aligned as their partnership blossomed into a successful and widely admired musical act. Success brings new pressures. With success came expectations, and those expectations began to weigh heavily. Fame arrived quickly, and Jonathan, still a teenager, found himself navigating a world that demanded confidence and constant visibility. Interviews, performances, and public appearances became part of everyday life. While he handled these responsibilities with grace, there were subtle signs that the pressure was building. He often appeared quiet during interviews, letting Charlotte take the lead. To some, it seemed like shyness, but others sensed a deeper struggle. The transition from a private life to constant public attention is rarely easy, especially for someone naturally introverted. Behind the polished performances, Jonathan was learning how to cope with a level of attention that few people experience so early in life. The decision to go separate ways. In 2014, fans were surprised when Jonathan and Charlotte announced they would be pursuing solo careers. The decision was mutual and respectful, but it marked a significant turning point. For Jonathan, it was an opportunity to explore his own artistic identity without limitations. For Charlotte, it opened doors to new creative paths. Their split wasn't dramatic or negative. It was simply the next step in their growth as individuals. Still, it wasn't easy for fans who had grown attached to their partnership. The duo had become more than performers. They were a symbol of connection and shared success. Moving forward separately meant redefining who they were, both as artists and as people navigating life beyond that defining chapter. Finding his own voice, Jonathan's solo career began with the release of his album Tenore, which showcased his vocal strength and maturity. The album performed well, reinforcing his place in the classical music world. Yet beyond the success, this period was also about self-discovery. Without the structure of a duo, he had to rely entirely on himself, his choices, his confidence, and his direction. His performances remained powerful, but his public presence became more measured. He appeared less frequently in the media, choosing instead to focus on his craft. This quieter approach allowed him to grow at his own pace, even if it meant stepping away from the constant spotlight that had once defined his early career. Facing personal challenges with honesty. As time passed, Jonathan began to open up about the personal struggles he had been facing. He spoke honestly about dealing with low confidence and emotional challenges that had been part of his life long before fame. He also addressed his relationship with health, sharing how he was working toward better balance through small, consistent changes. His openness resonated with many people, especially those who saw themselves in his experiences. Rather than presenting a perfect image, he chose to be real about his journey. That honesty added a new layer to his story, showing that behind the remarkable voice was someone navigating the same complexities and uncertainties that many people face. A new understanding of himself. In 2022, Jonathan shared that he had been diagnosed with autism, a moment that brought clarity to many aspects of his life. Rather than defining him, the diagnosis helped him better understand his past experiences and the way he interacted with the world. He spoke thoughtfully about how it reshaped his perspective, offering insight into feelings he had struggled to explain for years. His message focused on empathy and understanding, encouraging others to see the world through different perspectives. This openness marked an important step in his journey, allowing him to embrace his identity more fully while continuing to grow both personally and professionally. Life beyond the spotlight. Today, Jonathan lives a more private and intentional life. While he continues to perform and create music, he does so on his own terms. He no longer feels the need to maintain constant visibility, choosing instead to focus on what truly matters to him. His connection with fans remains strong, even if it's expressed through occasional updates rather than frequent appearances. Meanwhile, Charlotte has built her own path in musical theater, embracing a more public and interactive presence. Though their careers have taken different directions, both have found ways to stay connected to their passions while shaping lives that reflect who they are today. A story of growth and resilience. Jonathan Antoine's journey is not one of disappearance, but of evolution. From a shy teenager stepping onto a national stage to an artist finding his own rhythm in life, his story reflects growth, resilience, and self-discovery. He continues to be admired not just for his voice, but for his honesty and willingness to embrace change. While the spotlight may not shine on him as brightly as it once did, his impact remains. His journey reminds us that success is not always about constant visibility. It's about finding balance, understanding yourself, and moving forward in a way that feels true.